Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about a really simple idea, but one with a huge promise. And that promise is this: no family should ever have to face their biggest challenges all by themselves. We're calling it the circle of support. So let's just start right there with a question. I want you to think about this. What actually happens when a family is up against something huge and they feel totally, completely alone?
For way too many people, that question isn't just some what if. It's their everyday life. They're out there facing these massive challenges alone, and they get lost. I mean, truly lost, in this feeling of isolation. It's like they're trying to find their way through a system that feels like it was designed to confuse them, not help them. Okay, just picture this for a second. You need a doctor. You need a lawyer. You need someone to advocate for your kid at school. But they're all in different buildings, they all have different paperwork, and guess what? None of them are talking to each other. So you end up being the project manager for your own crisis. When all that support is scattered around, that burden, it doesn't just feel huge. It is huge.
Right, so how do we fix a system that's all over the place? Well, you don't build another maze, you build a circle. And we're going to look at a brand new model of care that does exactly that. We'll use a local hub for families dealing with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, or FASD, as a really powerful case study here.
And the solution, you'll see, is actually pretty simple, but it's a game changer. Instead of having to knock on a dozen different doors, hoping to find the right one, families just have to walk through one. This hub is that single, central spot. It's the one place where a whole network of help is already there, just waiting for them.
Okay, so we're talking about holistic help, right? But what does that actually look like when you're the one who needs it? Let's pull back the curtain and really dig into what makes this kind of care, it's often called interdisciplinary, what makes it actually work.
Now, that word interdisciplinary, I know it sounds a little academic, maybe a bit stuffy, but the idea behind it is so simple and honestly so powerful. All it really means is that the experts, the doctors, the therapists, the lawyers, they stop working in their own little silos. Instead, they get together and work as one team, a coordinated team with the family smack dab in the middle of it all.
And here's how that big idea becomes something real, something you can actually use. The support rests on these really solid pillars. First, you've got peer groups, so you can talk to other people who just get it. Then there's legal advice to help you cut through all that red tape. You've got respite services, which are absolutely crucial for giving caregivers a break. And, of course, direct referrals to therapy. See, it's not just some random list of services. It's a real network, and it's all there behind that one single door.
So, okay, we've got a team that works together. We've got these practical services. But what's the bottom line? What does all of this actually do for people? Let's talk about the power of connection, what this really means for the families. So you take that broken, overwhelming system and you replace it with this circle of support. What happens then? What's the result? Well, the result comes down to 5 simple words from a family who went through this. They said, "We no longer feel alone." Just think about that for a second. That is everything. That's the whole transformation. It's going from feeling totally isolated to feeling connected, from carrying this massive weight to sharing the journey. And really, that's the big takeaway here. That feeling, that outcome. That's what real community-based care is all about. It's not about ticking boxes on a checklist of services. It's about ending that feeling of being alone.
So this leaves us with one last, and I think really important question. We've seen how this model can work for one very specific challenge in one community. Now, I want you to think about your community. Where else could a circle of support like this make a huge difference? What other big, overwhelming problems could we solve, not with another complicated maze, but with one single welcoming door? Something to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.